some of the strongest adults you know were children who had no choice but to be. If you grew up too fast, this isn't a coincidence. Psychologists call this post-traumatic growth. But that phrase sounds softer than the reality. Because what it really means is this. When a child experiences prolonged emotional stress, the brain adapts. It rewires. And that rewiring doesn't disappear when you grow up. It becomes your personality. But here's where it gets uncomfortable. The traits people admire in you today may have been built in survival mode. And survival mode changes a person. Trait 1. You read people instantly. You notice tone shifts, facial tension, energy changes. Psychology calls it hypervigilance. As a child, your nervous system learned that small signals mattered. So now you walk into a room and scan it without thinking. It makes you perceptive, but it also makes it hard to relax. Trait 2. You struggle to depend on anyone. You handle things alone. You rarely ask for help. Not because you're invincible, but because at some point relying on others felt unsafe. So your brain chose independence over disappointment. And now vulnerability feels unnatural. But here's the part most people never connect. Your strength didn't come from confidence. It came from adaptation. Trait 3. You're emotionally older than your age. You were mature as a child. You understood things you shouldn't have had to understand. Psychologists call this parentification. You learn to manage emotions, yours and everyone else's. And now you feel responsible for everything, even things that aren't yours to carry. Trait 4. You have deep, almost painful empathy. You can sense when someone is struggling, even when they hide it, because you know what silent pain looks like. You lived it. That makes you compassionate, but it can also make you attract broken people. Trait 5. You stay calm in chaos. When things go wrong, you don't panic. You get focused. Because chaos feels familiar, and the brain prefers familiar patterns, even unhealthy ones. Calm isn't always peace. Sometimes it's conditioning. Here's what's happening neurologically. Chronic childhood stress activates the survival system repeatedly. Over time, the brain strengthens pathways related to alertness, emotional processing, and threat detection. You didn't become strong. Your nervous system optimized for survival. And that adaptation helped you. But survival mode is exhausting when there's no longer a threat. If this resonates, don't romanticize it. Yes, you're resilient. But resilience built from pain deserves healing, not just applause. You don't have to stay the strong one forever. If you want to move from surviving to actually living, start here. Teach your nervous system safety. That means resting without guilt. Letting someone support you. Not solving every problem alone. Is setting boundaries without over-explaining. Healing isn't becoming weaker. It's allowing yourself to feel safe enough to stop bracing for impact. And that might be the rarest trait of all.